here for honest conversations, childhood debates, parenting chaos, laughs, and the kind of sister banter that somehow turns into therapy. Life is hard enough. Consider this your distraction.
This episode is sponsored by Little Mama Shirt Shop. Use code DISTRACTION by August 18th for 15% off your next order.
Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the podcast today. We're so excited. We have a guest. Tell us our guest, Brooklyn.
All right, we got to walk up for you, Chynna. Okay, you ready?
I'm nervous.
No, it's great. Okay, today's guest is someone who's proving that motherhood and entrepreneurship don't have to compete. They can actually fuel each other. She's the founder and CEO of Little Mama Shirt Shop, a brand that has grown from a simple idea into a community of over 200,000 people. What started from the ground up has grown into multiple successful businesses, including Vast Apparel, all while raising 5 boys, which might be the most impressive accomplishment of all. She's built warehouses, hired teams, navigated the highs and lows of business ownership, and somehow still shows up as mom at the end of the day. She's passionate about helping women feel seen, making memories matter, and proving that it's possible to build something extraordinary without losing sight of what matters most. So we're excited to dive into the real story behind the brand, the sacrifices, the lessons, the chaos, the wins, and what it actually takes to grow a business while raising a family. Please help us welcome Chynna Hansen.
Woo! All clap.
That's so sweet. Like, it made me cry. I've never had someone else write my thing for me. Like, send me a copy of that.
And my next speaking engagement, this is what I send out.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Here, someone else wrote this for me, but go for it.
Well, we're going to start out like just with our Toot Your Own Horn segment, which is obviously highlighting Little Mama Shirt Shop, Vast, and just you. I feel like you're just your own brand, which I love. So tell us about
like all your businesses. List the things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm married to my husband, Tyler. I actually know Trevor and Nicole in college, which is how we met, and met you guys, not Tyler. And then I have 5 boys, so it's just like complete chaos at my house all the time. Like, it's so loud. That's why I have to have Tuesdays as my work day in my office, and I don't listen to music, and I don't like no sounds.
Yeah.
But my boys are 12, 10, 8, 4, and 2, and we're just a big sports family. So it's like business and basketball. That's kind of our lives.
Hey, I love that.
Yeah, my boys love the Utah Jazz, so we're just always going from football games to basketball games to business meetings to boardrooms. That's kind of what my life consists of. So I own 2 businesses. I started Little Mama Shirt Shop 10 years ago in my guest bedroom, and we moved it to the grand hall of our basement. We worked out of there for a couple of years, and then during COVID, we went through warehouse 1 and 2, and then we built warehouse number 3 because we were tired of like paying someone else to rent.
Yeah.
So we built our own. And then 2 years ago, I started Vast Apparel, and that is the corporate sister company to Little Mama Shirt Shop, where we produce custom screen printed and embroidered merch and swag for lots of big companies that you probably know of. And so Vast still feels like it's in its baby stages, but we're just like kicking butt. Like, it will outperform LMSS this year by quite a bit.
No way. Whoa.
Yeah, we just kind of like pedal to the metal on Vast, and we're just putting all of our resources into it and having a ton of fun with it. And we just have this like girl power team. We have 30 women on our team.
Oh, that's
and they're
amazing.
awesome. They're like my sisters. Like, I just love them all. They're amazing. So we couldn't have done anything that we've done without them. But yeah, so our days are just spent like working and momming and having fun.
That's amazing.
I love
To have like a boss. I mean, I'm just thinking about myself. I'm like, I love working for women so much more because it's just, there's just this underlying understanding. And it's like, we know what we're capable, like the sky's the limit, but at the same time, we have to have grace because we have children.
and women who are moms specifically. I feel like
Yeah.
that's
Great.
the like kicker right there. Women who are moms and bosses,
Yeah.
just like no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're my highest performers. Like, you provide a little bit of safety and like boundaries with their schedules and their lifestyles, and then they come to work and they just like kick butt. Like, moms rule the world.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So
I love that.
I will say, when you were saying that, I think your next shirt might need to be business and basketball.
I know. I will buy that.
Just
That's
a
cool.
little like
My
small
note. I'm going, yeah.
line. It's a niche.
Yeah.
Small niche probably.
There's a
But
lot of I'm always like telling my team basketball analogies, and then I'm telling my boys business analogies, and I connect.
We have a lot in common because that's what I tell my team all the time. I'm like, you guys have no idea. This translates into real life.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so tell us about that's where you're at now, which is amazing. But like I love your story and how you started. So tell us, like, take us back.
like take us back, okay? Because Chynna designed for me some wall art for my playroom.
Oh my God.
That was
Yeah.
like 2014. So that's
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah,
How
so
many
much.
years was that? 12 years ago? And that
Yeah.
was pre Little Mama Shirt Shop.
Sure
Is that
was. I remember.
crazy?
I still remember what those look like. Your cute little
Yeah.
preschool print. Okay,
Wait.
so let's go back to. Oh yeah.
No, I was just, why am I picturing this? Why do I have a visual of you on a walk with your stroller and you had a
Yes.
vision of Little Mama Shirt Shop? Is that real?
Yes. Let's go back
Okay.
even further.
Okay, go.
So okay, so I had a really boring corporate job, and I was pregnant with my first. And so I don't usually go back this far, but I was already pregnant. I needed a job so desperately. We lived in Salt Lake area, and I did not tell my boss that I was pregnant, and I got the job. So I got the job, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna have a baby. And I could tell he was just like, okay. So he didn't really put me on anything of substance project wise. It was in marketing because I think he was like, this chick is probably gonna bounce. So I knew that, but I really took that job as an opportunity to learn. And so I basically had like probably 30 out of 40 hours a week to just play around on Adobe Illustrator. And that's when I fell in love with designing. And I was just growing a baby, feeling miserable, and I would just get to work and I would design like flyers about medical equipment and just learn the ins and outs of design. And so then I remember I was like, I think there's a few pivotal conversations that Tyler and I have had in the business, and we talk about them all the time. And it's weird because when it's like a God thing, because there's only like 5 of them that you actually like both remember in vivid detail, and you don't really know that they're those conversations when they happen. Yeah. But I remember I was like literally 8 months pregnant. I didn't like my job. Tyler didn't like his job. We didn't like living in Salt Lake. We did not like each other very much. Like we just did not like at the time. And we went for a walk around the block one night, kind of waddled around the block. And at the time someone had asked me to make a graduation announcement for them. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. And I think I charged her like $15. And I was like, I just made $15, like extra. And so I started kind of doing a little bit of that. And I think in 1 month I made like $100. And we went for this walk, and I told Tyler, like, what if I could actually make a couple $100s a month? Like maybe we wouldn't have to do daycare for the baby.
Yeah.
And it was just like a really pivotal moment where my mind was open to entrepreneurship, I guess, and like what might be possible if I kind of took charge of my own future. And so we were like, let's just try it. So I started doing wedding invitations, graduation announcements, birthday party announcements, that kind of thing. I couldn't even think of a creative name. I just called it Chynna Hansen Designs. I'm like, I don't know, like I'm not going to get hung up on the details. I just need to get to work. Yeah. So I started an Etsy shop, and I started just designing like templates. This was before ChatGPT. I like don't know how did we do anything. That was just blood, sweat, and tears into those. And so I had like a unicorn birthday invitation that took off and sold like thousands. And so I would stay up late at night and change out like Avery, Harper, Gemma, like change out the name and change out the day she was turning and all that, and send it back to the people. And like it was just so scrappy, and I spent $0 on it, and so I just did that. We moved to Utah. My husband got a job. Life got better. We got to live in a small town again. We had our baby. And then I actually had 2 babies, and I was just walking in my stroller one day, and it literally just hit me like, start a business and call it Little Mama Shirt Shop. It was that clear. And I was like, okay. So let's see. And my brother had just died. And so I was in a really like contemplative, like I needed this creative outlet, and I was filling in my feels, and we wanted to move closer to home, and there was just like a lot going on. But at the same time, I had a lot of days where it was just me pushing my babies in a stroller. Like it was the ultimate, I don't know, like I just didn't have distractions then. I just had a lot of time to think. And so I was walking in with my boys in a stroller, had that impression. And then we were actually moving then to Idaho, and we were packing, and it was another pivotal conversation. Like we were packing up boxes, and I just looked at Tyler and I was like, I'm starting a business, and it's called Little Mama Shirt Shop. And he was like, okay, we're literally moving. Like we're moving in 2 days. Like a big life change. Like we got to find a place to live. And I'm like, I know, but like I have to. So we got to Rexburg, a little rental house, and I kind of put the idea down for a minute, and I was like, okay, well, if it doesn't have to be like right now, then maybe next week or the week after. So I kind of sat on the idea for a little bit. And I knew I could see the designs in my head. I could see exactly what they were going to look like, what shirts they were going to go on. And I just got up in the middle of the night one night, and I was saving up $400 from my unicorn invitations, like setting it aside, because we couldn't afford it. Like our family finances couldn't afford to start a business. So I set up aside $400. I got up in the middle of the night. I ordered a box of shirts. They were delivered. And I'm like, now what do I do with these? Like, I don't know how to get anything on them.
How do you get it on? Yeah.
Yeah, like, what do you do now? So I Googled, and I found this guy named Billy, and he had a big long beard, tattoos, and a Harley. And I'm like, Billy, like, you got good reviews on Google. So I would go to Idaho Falls, and I would meet him in this like legit like basement, like dungeon, screen printing.
Drug deals for
And he would
t-shirts.
pull up on a Harley, and I just like had a shirt box, and I'm like, just print these. Like I was just fearless. I'm like, and Tyler's like, I don't think you should be meeting like guys on Harley in basements that we don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. Like he said he can do them. So
Love
that's
it.
kind of how it started. Like I would just take them to him, and he would print the shirts, and I would bring them back, and I would sell them. And then I just started saving up money so that I could buy my own equipment and kind of get a little more self-reliant with it all and have a quicker turnaround time. And so, yeah, that's the beginning.
I love that. That is the coolest. A guy named Billy. That is so cool. And I was just thinking about our first podcast episode. I called her while I was on a walk, and I was like, dude, I'm just going to push record on this call, and we can post it and see what happens.
I'm literally in bed taking a nap. Like, okay, I'll give you like 30 minutes, but I really need a nap today.
Yeah. So I think after listening to your story, the biggest life lesson is go on a walk, people.
Go on a walk. I've been on so many walks where my life changed.
Exactly. No, for real. That is so cool.
Like, this is going to be a pivotal walk. This one's important. This one's and it's not. Like, you can't force it. It just happens when it
Yes.
You can't force it. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and I love how supportive Tyler is. Is he like that in general? Is he you could come home with, you could come home with a litter of dogs and he'd say, let me build a kennel? Is that Tyler?
I could come home with a whale and ask him to build an aquarium. Yeah, he is so super supportive. I mean, obviously we were so excited about his career opportunity when we moved to Idaho. He got a job that he was really, really excited about. And he worked there for 2 years, and he was always really supportive of like when he got home from work. I was like, can I have a couple hours? You know, literally was like so overstimulated. By then, I think we had another baby. I'm like, I'm dying. So he would come home from work. He would either help with the business or take the kids so that I could do the business. And then it was in 2020, middle of COVID. And it was like we were spread so thin. Our oldest was doing at home kindergarten. He's in 7th grade now. And then Tyler was working from home. And that's when Little Mama Shirt Shop exploded. I don't know, like, it was just that e-commerce, like no one had anything else to do, I guess, but buy graphic tees and, you know, tie-dye sweat sets and stuff. So I came home one day and I was like, I mean, I was just staying there like overnight, and he was going in at night, and it was just crazy. And I came home and I was like, either I'm quitting or you're quitting, because like this is going to destroy our family. Yeah. And so we looked at all the numbers and all the books, and I was like, well, it makes more sense for me to quit, for Tyler to quit. So he did, and he jumped right in, and he's like, he does not get enough credit for all that he does. He doesn't even have Instagram. Like when I say
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I posted this reel, and he's like, "Is that the one that goes for 24 hours?" Or like, he's just zero interested in like being the face or like getting any of the credit. But I don't think anybody realizes like how much he does behind the scenes. Because yeah, it's like girly and fun on the front lines, but at the end of the day, there's like taxes to do and like HR
Oh,
conversations, things like that. So he does all that.
Totally. That is so awesome. So do you feel like that was the pivotal point for you of like your business was going to be bigger than you ever imagined? Like that was the turning point right there of like him quitting his job. Had you ever imagined that happening?
We had started to talk about it a little bit, like when we were getting really consistent sales, we were like, okay, like we're kind of onto something here and we're seeing a lot of growth. And then when I don't know, like I guess everything just started like nudging us in that direction. And so I just remember when he sent his resignation letter to his job, it was like, we'll give it a year. Like, we'll just
Yeah.
see. It was like a very feel the fear and do it anyway moment. So we're like, okay, we'll give it 1 year. And if we're like homeless, then we'll just like, you can go work at Burger King. Like, I don't know. Like, we'll figure it out. So, but I remember when he sent that letter, we were so excited leading up to it and nervous and all the feelings. And then he sent that and he just closes his laptop and it was like this like bubble of peace in the room. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, yeah, like cartwheel. It was just like, okay. And I think we both understood the mission and we knew we had a responsibility to make it work. And we knew we had a team who depended on us. And that was really what we cared about most was not letting our team down. And so we just dug in. And then he broke his arm a few months later and it was like, yeah, I'm like, dude, you were supposed to help me and now you have a metal arm, like a robotic, like it was a terrible accident, surgery, it was like a whole ordeal.
Health insurance,
yeah, we had lost health insurance. So we got like who cares, but like we got a health sharing thing that like self-employed people do. And it kicked in on September 1st and his accident was on September 5th.
So we're that's like, a blessing.
Yeah. Family. But I mean, yeah, it was like we've seen all these little tender mercies along the way, So we just keep going. There are days when we want to quit, but you don't get to do that when you're the owner. So keep going.
Sure. So I want to ask you also, so when you took it from Little Mama Shirt Shop to Vast, like what made you feel like you wanted to expand? Like most people don't do that. I feel like I see somebody, they have a brand and they just go with the brand and the brand gets bigger and bigger instead of branching out. And now here's another business to run completely. Like you're balancing them all.
Yeah. So that's a great question. So some of it was a little bit of necessity. We had a little bit of a drop in revenue after the COVID, like there was like this e-commerce, like support small business, like everybody was fired up about small business. Everybody had stimulus checks, they're shopping online. We also had a viral Taylor Swift moment where we sold like over 45,000 in my mom era shirts. Like it was like $900,000 in revenue.
Wow.
That was insane. So then when Taylor Swift ended her tour, dang it, we had this little dip in revenue and we're like, okay, we can either double down here, get things moving again, which we have, or we can like kind of think about a little bit of a pivot. And when you start to learn the ins and outs of like business, you realize, okay, Little Mama Shirt Shop is definitely like, it's sort of an accidental influencer brand. Like I've always hated that term because I never consider myself an influencer. I'm like a business owner who shares content. But it also gets a little heavy on my family at times where it's like the livelihood of 30 people depends on me sharing what my family's up to on a Saturday. I was like, whoop, like I built a business and then it ate me alive. And that's kind of what it was starting. So we had this like fork in the road where we're like, okay, we can keep building the business that's like eating us. And I still love Little Mama Shirt Shop. Like it's still, we've created some new boundaries and brought some talent in that's helped alleviate a lot from me. But for so long, the sales depended solely on me. And with Vast, we're just totally, you would think it's similar because it's still t-shirts, but it's just totally different. We're building a sales team, it's corporate accounts, and it like literally does not depend on me as much. Like I get to actually be CEO and not content queen, like doing the song and dance all the time. It literally doesn't depend on social media. So So yeah, and then we started thinking about our family's future and like, what do we want? Do we want to always have it depend on us? Do we always want to grow the influencer brand? It just like didn't feel aligned to try to keep growing it in that way anymore. And so, kind of shifting our focus to Vast, it's like we're finally feeling this great harmony of both businesses existing and growing and creating a lot of opportunity for a lot of people, like a lot of talented people working with us who are able to contribute and like provide for their families too. So
I love that.
Okay. You just had me thinking though, like, okay, so I work in insurance and there's a big difference in the type of customer when I handle like a personal home claim versus commercial insurance and your business is on fire versus your house. And but it's better when you're working with the commercial business owner because it's a different conversation. And is Vast feeling like that for you? It's less personal and it's more one point of contact for 500 shirts.
Yes. So Little Mama Shirt Shop is definitely all about like creating the magical moments and you're dealing one-on-one with customers. You know, they order a birthday shirt and maybe their order doesn't get there in time and they forgive you and you give them a shop credit and you send them a free package and all of these things. And so in some ways it's more fun and easier and harder. It's a lot harder to get 1,000 people to buy a $30 t-shirt than it is for 10 people who own big businesses to spend $10,000, $15,000 on merch orders. So obviously the stakes are higher. Like if we screw up an order for Vast, we're like, okay, that was $20,000, not $10,000. And then, but really we're working on building relationships with the people in our community, which has been so fun. Like I honestly never saw myself like in boardrooms and like in the Chamber of Commerce and like speaking at, you know, like rubbing shoulders with business owners. And a lot of them are men. And I had not felt any sort of looked down upon in all of my career because I was like surrounded by moms and girl power. And there are so many times now when I'm sitting in a room and I'm the only woman. And I have to, and sometimes there is an air of like, oh, you and your cute little mommy thing. And I'm like, I bet I make more than you. Like, you know, like you have to prove yourself, work twice as hard.
Yep. That is so
I love that. It's also like sometimes you feel like a speck in corporate America, at least for me. Sometimes you feel like a speck and sometimes you feel like the biggest baddie ever. And so it comes both ways and it can be very empowering too. So I love that you're experiencing that. Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. So you're a dreamer. Have you always been? Do you feel like you've always had the ideas going?
Yes, I have. For sure. I've always been like a little bit of an overachiever, probably, and I don't say that to like toot my own horn. Like sometimes it's my biggest.
But you
like I cried to Tyler, and like I just want to experience everything and like see everything and do everything. And like it comes from a good place, but like it can be hard on us at times because I'm like, let's start another business, let's travel here, but yeah, I mean, like way back I was really big in student council in high school and I loved like making money for my class. Like I was like, the class of 2009 is going to be the richest freaking class that graduates from high school. And I could do like a bake sale or a car wash. Like I was the go-to. I'm like, oh, let me show you how to make a bake sale and let me show you how to make $2,000 in a day. So honestly, like I've always loved making money and I've always loved being creative. So I feel really blessed that I was able to like feel inspired to have that intersect early on. And so then I could like build from it. But now it's like you get there, you know, some people are like, oh, you got there, like your business is big. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we just started like yesterday. Like we are going so far with this. It feels like we're barely like wheels up, you know?
Yes, totally. And that like gives us our can we normalize for today? Because we were just talking about this. Can we normalize it's okay for moms to literally want to do it all?
Yeah.
Because so many people say this to me all the time. And I have worked so hard to not like be a little offended inside of like, you're kind of judging me because I'm doing it all. You're saying that in a little bit of a condescending way. Like, how do you do it all? Aren't you so tired all the time? Like, how do you have so much energy? And I'm like, I'm not any different than you guys. I just am a dreamer and you are too, and you are too. So you guys get it. But I'm like, you guys, all of you can do it all.
Yeah.
All the moms, all the people can do it all. It's just, you got to put your shoulder to the wheel and just move, and do it. But it's possible. And I think it can be a more normal thing. And you can be a mom with those things of doing all the things outside of your house. You can also be a mom with it too, which I love hearing all the things of your boys. And so I want to talk a little bit about like your family life and how that balances into it.
Wait, and also you forgot something.
I forgot something too.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Nicole reminded me something about your boys.
Oh, yeah.
The toilet saga.
Oh, yes.
Do you still deal with that?
Yeah, occasionally. Like I have the big boys and the little boys. Like we have like two families kind of because we have kind of an age gap. But like my big boys, maybe it was meant to be because we really needed that content at that time. Like it honestly helped the business. But yeah, they would flush like so many things. And Tyler is the most patient human being in the entire world. And like when that toilet's clogged, I don't know, like he just becomes like another, like a monster. It makes him so mad. So we finally got like, after they'd flushed, like I remember like a block and a colored pencil and like a plastic zebra and cards and a golf ball. And then like one time it was a credit card and so we actually had to like, he had to take the toilet off and like take it to the backyard.
I remember that. Me too.
Yes. And I'm like, those damn kids, like, gosh, they're always, this one was in my toilet, like all the things. And he had to take a sledgehammer to it because we're like, well, we had to take it off. We still couldn't get it clogged. So he takes a sledgehammer to it and it breaks open and inside is my debit card. And I was like, ooh, like it actually fell out of my pants pocket.
Oh.
So of all of the like sagas, like it was me.
It ended with you.
Yeah, it ended with me. So occasionally we have those, but I think that the toilets in our new house are just like a little more industrial grade, which is what we need with my place. So,
yeah.
Well, we were talking about how like posting the chaos. Sometimes you ride like a fine line of people being like, don't post about your kids like that, like you're shaming them or whatever. But also it's reality and so relatable. And so anyways, tell us about your mom life.
I think the landscape was a little different because Instagram looked more like Pinterest then. It was very curated and very perfect. And I had a perfect white kitchen. And I remember that was a lot of my motivation is just like, I cannot show up this way. Like that is not authentic for me. And so I started like just sharing a little bit of the mess, like secretly kind of, not too much, but a little bit. And people really resonated with that because they're like, oh my gosh, this is actually real life. And so they liked that. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess I can be real. That's a lot easier than being fake.
Yeah.
So I shared a lot of that then, but things have really changed now with like safety online. And I think we know more now. And I do think twice about posting my kids now. And I'm a little more selective. The older my boys have gotten, they don't always want to be filmed, like almost never. And so I always ask their permission if I post something like those kinds of things. But Tyler and I have a lot of rules or a lot of conversations around like, what are the rules for our family about posting and stuff. And luckily the business it would probably be more fun if I step back into that, but I'm kind of stepping into my boss lady era with Fast, I guess. And so I don't have as much time for that kind of posting. And I think also I've shifted as a human. Like sometimes I think about the person I was when I started Little Mama Shirt Shop versus now. And I'm like fundamentally a different person. And if I'm videoing a moment with my family now, like I used to video and be like, I want to share this because I want to talk about it. I want to connect with people. I want to engage. And now I film like a special moment with my family and I feel like it's sacred and it's like, this is only for us, and I like don't always want to share it. So I'm pretty selective now.
Yeah.
How old is your oldest? You said he's 12, right?
Drew's age. Yeah.
Carter and Drew's age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think I'm starting to feel this way too, a little bit, where like, it's the transition from being stuck at home with toddlers and that was your entertainment to now time is fleeting and this is sacred to me, like whatever the moment was. I feel that. Yeah.
And their life is their own. Like when you're talking about potty training and nap schedules and that kind of thing, it felt like mine to share. And now that I have like a kid in middle school, I'm like, this is not mine to share. This is your story. And like, I can't get on there and share about my struggles as a mom as much in this season, which I think is kind of a disservice. Like I hope that social media turns to where we can find a way to connect and share about struggles as a mom of like middle kids without sharing their stories. But I don't know if anybody's really found the exact right way to do that right now. There's a few people online that I look to follow that I'm like, oh yeah, I resonate with that. But
yeah, well, because also like your kids' friends start following you. That's where Carter's like, Mom, I went to school and so said blah blah blah, and I'm like, that was 6th grade for me. I'm like, oh, we got to take a break, like a step back with Carter. So
and it's like weird when someone comes up and they're like, oh, Paxton, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who are you? A little bit, it's a little like weird sometimes. And so I don't know, we're all, I think that our generation specifically, like moms our age in that range, like those millennial moms, we're kind of blazing the trail and figuring it out because we knew life before social media, and then no one's ever been in this part before, so we're kind of figuring it out. Like the moms who are 10 years behind us, they had social media when they were in 6th grade, you know.
That's crazy.
That blows my mind. I can't. Like, you guys, I didn't have a phone at that age, and now you're on Instagram.
Okay.
Married.
Right. Okay, so Tuesdays you have reserved to be a boss babe. Tell us about what's your week look like? Like, do you block schedule?
I'm pretty disciplined with how I structure my week because I was finding for a long time that I was always needed at work and I was always needed at home, and I couldn't be in both places all the time. So, I mean, it's kind of boring, but I've just like built systems around everything. So Monday is my home day. That's like where I get to like send the kids to school, and I'm resetting my house, getting my groceries, meal planning, spending a lot of good intentional time with my little ones. I block out a couple of hours on Monday mornings to be available to my team to answer questions they have, respond to emails, that kind of thing, so everybody can get rolling. And then I'm like the rest of the day home. And then Tuesdays, I come to work really early. So Tyler and I kind of rotate. Tyler's in the office on Mondays. He's home on Tuesdays. And so I'm in the office on Tuesdays. I have usually like 4 to 5 back-to-back meetings before lunch, and I'm running them all. They're like with my sales team, my marketing team, they run their meetings now, but all the meetings that I need to have before lunch. And then I just like power through. I usually work until like 6. So I feel like I probably cram 2 or 3 days worth of work. Like I'm locked in on Tuesdays, doing projects, emails, planning collections, client meetings, all those things. And then on Wednesdays, it's usually another office day for me. And it's like a little bit more of a visionary day. So I'm doing some more creative work and more CEO work of like growing the company, looking at hiring, like anything that kind of makes us bigger is happening on Wednesdays.
Oh, cool.
And then Thursdays are usually like my decision day. So I committed to like, that's when I make my hard decisions, or that's when I conversations or whatever I need to do on Thursdays. So I'm like half day Thursday, and then I'm home on Friday. So I work like 3 days a week. And I also don't ever want it to sound like, oh yeah, I can do all of this in 3 days a week. Like the reality of owning a business is that I'm always on, I'm always thinking about it. And people are like, well, how do you get away from it? And I'm like, I think I'm good about being intentional. Like leave my phone in the other room. Like the business will not burn down if I'm not available for this block of time. It comes down to like yourself being disciplined, honestly. Like no one's going to save me from this. Can they wait an hour for a response from a text? Yes. So between Tyler and I, like we work a lot. It's just a little unconventional.
Yeah. Man, you're good at, I love that you have dedicated days for each thing. And the hard conversation, hard decision Thursday, that is I do that too. I do that same thing because I don't want to ruin, it's on Thursday too. I don't want to ruin my Friday. And so,
if I'm thinking about something on a Monday, I'm like, I don't know. I'll decide that on Thursday.
Maybe that's why we do chore day on Thursday at
my
my
parents,
house.
my parents used to do chore day too.
Like, I just want the weekend to be good. Do all the crappy stuff Thursday.
Honestly,
that's funny.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I love that. Being organized is so important. We need to be better in general.
And I think too, with like working moms, you have to have systems in your home just as much as you do at work.
Oh yeah.
Like I have someone who cleans my house. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? I have a great babysitter that comes on Wednesdays. My boys, she came today on Tuesday instead, but they're like squealing when they see her. And I knew from the beginning I didn't want a nanny to raise my kids, but I'm like, if they can have 1 day a week with someone who's like way more fun than me, how about it?
Good for them. Yeah. So no, I love that. Yeah. Also Oh, I just had a thought. This happens to me once a podcast, once an episode. I lost it. Sorry.
I was going to ask about your kid gap. Okay.
Okay.
Balancing it as a mom, I want to know like what you feel because I also have a big kid gap. Like, we have 16, 14, 12, and then the twins are almost 9 in a couple weeks, and then Robbie's just turned 3, and
Yeah.
so you feel so pulled in so
Yeah.
many weird ways. So I want you to talk a little bit about your kid gap.
Yeah, that's been an adventure. So my older three are 12, 10, and 8. And they're like the three amigos, the good buddies. And they're obviously in school and extracurriculars and all the things. And then it took us a while to get pregnant with Kaden. And so there's like a 5-year gap. And so then we had 2 right in a row. And so I do feel like sometimes we have like 2 families. And for a while, I felt kind of like I felt kind of sad because I was like, wow, we never get to do anything all together as a family. Because like my boys want to go fishing and these guys need a nap. And so Tyler was taking the big kids and doing the fun big kid things, and I was always home with the babies. And now that they're getting a little bigger, it's getting a lot like we just all go. But I think it requires a lot of flexibility. I also think that it's okay for our kids to get different versions of us as moms because some better, some worse. Like my little babies, like they only know me as the mom who works. They never saw me before that. But I think sometimes I feel guilty about that, but then I also think they're getting a much wiser, more patient, more like better perspective version of me versus my older's got like this control freak, like, they're 2 and having a tantrum. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like no patience.
Yes.
These guys, I'm like, they get away with murder. And I'm like, they're cute. So I softened up a lot, but yeah, I think you feel it all the time because you're like, okay, I feel bad. Like my little guys are sitting here all day on the sidelines at a football game versus like their brothers got to go to the library and go to like play dates. And I'm like, play date? Like I haven't been to a play date in like, I don't know, like 6 years.
Right. Yeah.
But I think
I know.
like honoring your season of life and just knowing that they came when they were supposed to come and they got the version of you that they were supposed to get, and you just kind of have to make the most of the moment that you're in with them.
Yeah. And I think our kids get smarter as they come too. I'm like, man, this 3-year-old really like he's probably going to be reading in like 6 months because he's just doing everything everybody else is doing. And I have to be less of a mom because he has older siblings teaching him everything. I'm like, my boy's potty trained him. Okay. Like, here we go.
For sure. 100%. I love that.
It's interesting. You were talking about how your bigger boys knew the mom before you had the business like set in stone. But your younger boys get the mom with the systems already in place. And your older boys had to live through the chaos, but they also got a stay-at-home mom. But so there's so much give and take. That's interesting.
It really is. And then I think at the end of the day, you just have to be like, sometimes I just have to tell myself, you know what, they're not going to remember this. Like they're either going to need therapy, or they're going to be like, hey, my parents like showed me the value of hard work and growing a business. And Tyler and I joke about that all the time. And I'm like, I'm not sure which one it will be, but they see a lot of value in what we do. And we really try to talk about it a lot with them at home, especially the older we get. And we talk about like, not just like, oh, mom and dad have to go to work, but we really try to talk about the impact that we have and like our why. Cause we're like, your friend, like his mom works for us. And like we pay her so that he can like play football with you on the, and like we just did a 5K last weekend where we were able to rally like 200 people in our community for a boy who has terminal brain cancer. And we told the boys, like, you come run it with us. And like, they were so like, we sat down and we showed him all the videos of Dom, and we were like, oh my gosh, like we are organizing this, like your parents' business are doing this. And sometimes they think it's so cringe, right? Like they're like, you guys are so embarrassing. They'll see kids at school with wearing this shirt and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. And I'm like, okay, you freaking drew that for one. Like it's cool, but you know how they are. But so sometimes it's like cringy and embarrassing for them. But I think there's moments when we can bring them along for the journey and they're like, okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Cool. Okay. Well, we're going to go to our next little segment, which is going to be our rapid fire questions. So do you want to answer yours first, or do you want to give us ours first?
I'll answer mine first and get it out of the way.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. I love your dad. First of all, when you share about your dad, you can stop sharing about your kids, but you cannot stop sharing about your dad. So my rapid fire question is, if you could choose someone famous to marry your dad, who would it be?
Okay. Okay, so yeah, my dad's Maui Mike. I feel like I have to give context, okay? He's like the most humble, hardworking guy you've ever met in your life, like salt of the earth, small town guy. We started calling him Maui Mike because in 2020, when the business was taking off, and part of our mission is to help the people around us and have an impact on the people around us, we called my dad one day and we're like, we want to take you to Hawaii. Will you go? And literally, like, you could have tipped me over with a feather because I'm like, this man, I don't think has ever been on an airplane. Like, he has never had a beach vacation in his entire life. He was 60. And we're like, let's just try. So we called him and he was like, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. And we were like, so we took him to Hawaii with us. And that was in 2020. And that man, like, found a new personality there. Like, he was, the first year he brought like his boots and pants and like, we're like,
Idaho boy goes to Hawaii.
Yeah. And then he just loved Maui. And so it wasn't really ever meant to be like an annual thing. But then like he, like come November, he was like, so when's Maui again? And so we go every year now. And sometimes we take him, sometimes he takes us, you know, like we're not like paying for the whole thing anymore. But he just like, so we call him Maui Mike because if he's not thinking about Maui or looking at flights to Maui, he's on YouTube watching other people vacation in Maui, researching. So we just call him Maui Mike, but he really is the best. He's so supportive. It's so cute when he comes to the warehouse. He always like gets his camera out and like, and he always has it like on portrait mode, and he like films the machines running. And it's like no one's in it, you know, but he's like he's super into it. But yeah, he's single. And I think this is, do you guys know who Diane Lane is? She was in like, she was in My Dogs. Like she was in Under the Tuscan Sun, I think. You know, those movies. Like, yeah. The reason I say that is because, I mean, she's gorgeous, right?
Yes. I love her.
She's kind of like simple, like plain girl next door. But I just remember him saying like years ago, like, doesn't that look like someone I would be with? I was like, I guess so. So yeah, I think I'd pick Diane Lane. She's a babe. And she's the right age. But I don't know if she's single.
61.
Okay, perfect.
61, perfect, and now you know his type.
Yeah.
And she'd probably be like a good, like she'd probably be good to my kids and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Totally. Yeah. If not, she can act like it. Great.
Yeah. She can take him to Maui whenever he wants, too.
Yes. She could take us all to Maui whenever.
Yeah. That's perfect. Okay. Do you have rapid fires for us?
I do. I have two. So do you want to both answer one or?
What do you want? We both answer.
Both?
You get two? Yeah, we can both answer both.
Okay. What is your most irrational fear?
I have one. Mine is a paper cut in the eyeball. And it started in elementary school because when you'd come in from recess, the papers on the walls would fly up when the doors open. And I was like, it's going to get my eyeballs.
That's like an intrusive thought. Like, I don't know what the difference is between those.
I know. Yeah. It is.
Wild.
So there you go.
Mine is a reoccurring dream, actually, for me, that I'm driving. Okay, you know how you get like on the freeway and you're in the circle ones?
Yeah.
The circle on ramp, and you feel like you're going to fly off if you're going too fast.
Yeah.
I have this reoccurring dream. This probably says something about my life. I'm just slamming into the walls and just slamming into the walls and slamming. And then I get on the freeway and then I just get like rammed by a semi truck. I think like,
whoa.
I think I have an irrational fear that I'm going to fly off one of those, or like a road when I'm taking turns. I drive down the mountains a lot too for taking like picture sessions, and it's curvy. And I'm just like, am I going to fly off the side here? Which maybe isn't that irrational, but
you are going to, because we followed her down the mountain just 2 days ago. And Mitchell was like, what's happening in her car? Why is she not staying in the lane? Okay.
But the slamming on walls, really, I'm like, if I ever slam into one of those walls, those cement walls,
well, no,
it'll be the end of my life.
Oh my God.
Those are really extreme, like a paper cut on the eyeball versus. Okay, I have to share mine. I know you didn't ask me this, but like kind of reminds me of a paper cut on the eyeball. because that's not like probably gonna happen, right? Mine is like when I'm cutting my kid's hair with the clippers, I have a terrible fear that I'm gonna accidentally just like on my own head. Like all, like accident. Like it's not gonna happen. But I'm like, what if that thing touched my scalp? Even though I have control of my hand and it won't. But I think about it every time.
A Britney Spears moment.
Those where we thought about it in that way.
I was picturing the Grinch when they just down the middle of their hair.
Yes.
My gosh, that's funny. I love that.
Yeah. I haven't had that one.
Yeah.
I haven't had that.
Yes. My second question is, what is your most controversial food opinion?
Oh. I feel like
I probably have a lot.
Oh, I have one. Usually people think this is controversial. I hate chili. Like, and when I say that in Kansas, at least, because do they do this in Idaho where they serve chili with cinnamon rolls?
Yeah, I think that's weird too.
Is that a thing here?
Yes.
I don't know.
That? Okay.
It's a Declo thing. We have fireworks going off at Christmas, the Monday before Christmas, and it's chili and cinnamon rolls. And I'm like,
Okay.
why?
So, anyways, people love chili. And people are passionate about chili too. And then there's the whole Office episode about chili. Anyways,
you're like, it's overrated.
hate chili.
I hate it.
I don't like the smell. When I walk in my mom's house and there's been chili cooking, I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm good.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Repeat the question.
What is your most controversial food opinion?
Here. I do not think that kids should have to finish their food on their plate.
Whoa. Hot take of the day.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we were forced to do that because I don't
we were.
remember.
Chili.
Okay. Peas. I used to throw peas under the table because I'd have to sit there for hours until they were gone. But I thought that was more because it was like my vegetable. Like if I wasn't eating my Jell-O, I don't think anybody would care.
Yeah.
But I just think kids should not be forced to eat till they're finished. They're gonna finish when they do, and if they're still hungry later, I'll be like, well, here's leftovers of dinner.
Yeah.
You can eat that again. You're not getting like ice cream if you ate one bite of your dinner. There's give and take of it, but I just really think like we're doing a disservice to our kids when we force them to finish what's on their plate. Because half the time we scooped it, or half the time the other half they scooped it and they don't know serving sizes anyways. So if you're a good portions person, maybe, but
it's good to teach. Yeah, it's good to teach intuitive eating. That's what you're saying, basically. But on the flip side, I have a Bradley who would eat snacks all day long.
For sure.
And it doesn't want to eat. So then I'm like, ugh, like eat your freaking food.
Right. And that's why I say there is a give and take. Like some kids are so different, but also you're like, well, that stinks. You can't have any more snacks today.
Yeah.
Because you didn't eat your dinner. Like, sorry. So that's my hot take for the day. But some people are really big on that.
What's yours? You've got to have one. Controversial food.
Okay, well, maybe it's controversial, maybe it's not, but I definitely make my restaurant choices. I love eating out. One of my favorite things to do. But I make my decision based on if they have Pepsi or Coke. And I don't care how good their food is.
So
I'm not going there. Like, sorry. I love your tacos, but get it together. Like, not having a diet.
Okay, so you're a Coke girl?
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
And I look it up before to the restaurant, or I'll call them if I were in another town and I'm like, okay, yeah, we won't be there tonight. Thank you.
My sister-in-law calls ahead too for my mom and her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I'll bring my own, I guess. Like, whatever.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You can't be alone. I love that though.
Oh no,
that's
for sure.
funny.
I don't even like Pepsi or Coke, either of them.
Me either.
Isn't that wild? No.
What do you drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
But
okay.
Before Dr. Pepper was even really a thing, I drank Mr. Pibb as like a younger teenager, but I have never liked Coke or Pepsi.
It's
ever.
I think because like I've explained this, when I would have my drink sitting next to mom's drink and I would accidentally sip her Diet Coke, it was repulsive. It was like, because that's not what I expected. I wanted it to be my drink. And so I've just had a bad taste in my mouth. No pun intended.
Ever since. Yeah, Diet Coke, you either all in or all out, I think.
Yeah.
Totally.
I stop in the morning at 8:30 on my way to work and get one every day.
And where do you get yours at?
I rotate between like all of my favorite soda shops here.
Okay.
But I am picky. Like I am, I'm not having a Wendy's Diet Coke or something. Like I have a few places that are acceptable.
No, I know that. Yeah.
Wendy's. Oh, not sponsored by Wendy's. That's funny. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining our podcast. And like, especially after hearing how you block your schedule and you put us in that schedule means so much. So thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. I was so excited when you guys asked me.
Oh, wait. Last quick question to answer from the last episode. When Nicole and Trevor went on a double date with you and Tyler,
okay,
was Nicole married to Trevor at the time yet?
Do you know?
Yeah,
She
because
can't.
you had Emma.
Oh my God.
I think you guys were married. You
Yes.
were.
Not only were you married, you had a child.
She was like, maybe we were dating. Maybe Chynna will remember.
I was having a hard time.
And you brought her and she had the cute curly hair. And I remember thinking that you were like so much like wiser and being like, oh my gosh, like Tyler, they have kids. Like they have a child.
That is wild. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, well, perfect.
Glad you remember.
Awesome. Well, perfect. Thanks again, Chynna. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you guys so much. Love what you're doing. Keep it. Okay, see ya.
Thank you. See ya. Bye. That was